Once, in a small village nestled at the foot of rolling hills, there was a boy named Tunde who was known far and wide for his incredible intelligence. From an early age, it became apparent that Tunde was no ordinary child. He could solve complex math problems in a flash, recite historical events with precision, and understand scientific principles that even the teachers marveled at. His talent made him the talk of the school, and soon, he was the subject of both admiration and envy. However, among the whispers and jealous glances, there were two boys who stood by Tunde without judgment, Jason and Sylvester. Unlike the others, they didn't see him as a rival but as a source of inspiration. They eagerly learned from him, asking questions and discussing new ideas. Though they were incredibly bright themselves, they always found themselves striving for second place, as Tunde's brilliance was unmatched. Yet, this friendly rivalry fostered a bond between the three, a brotherhood based on mutual respect and a shared love for learning. Years passed, and the trio eventually left their village to pursue higher education at Success Land University, a prestigious institution that attracted the brightest minds from across the country. It was here that Tunde's story began to change. At first, Tunde continued to excel, outshining everyone in his classes, but the pressures of university life began to wear on him. He was surrounded by new faces, many of whom were eager to party and enjoy the freedom of university life. Slowly, Tunde fell into the wrong crowd. He began associating with a group of unserious students who cared little for their studies and spent their time indulging in reckless behavior. Jason and Sylvester, concerned for their friend, tried to warn him. "Tunde, this isn't you," Jason would say. "We came here to learn, not to waste our future." But Tunde, now filled with arrogance and pride, dismissed their concerns. "You guys are just too uptight," he would reply. "I'm enjoying life. Why should I be tied down to studying all the time?" As his grades began to slip, Tunde resorted to malpractice, cheating in exams and paying others to complete his assignments. Jason and Sylvester continued to work hard, but they couldn't help but watch in dismay as their once promising friend spiraled into self-destruction. The inevitable happened during Tunde's final examination. His gang of friends had helped him cheat once again, but this time, they were caught. The university authorities launched an investigation, and Tunde was expelled for his involvement in the scandal, along with his group of friends. The shame was unbearable. Tunde had thrown away everything he had worked for, and now, he was a failure. With his dreams shattered, Tunde returned to his village in disgrace. The people who once admired him now looked at him with pity, and the weight of regret weighed heavily on his shoulders. To survive, Tunde had to start from scratch. He took up a job as a bricklayer, mixing cement and laying bricks under the hot sun. The work was hard, and it humbled him in ways he never imagined. One day, while working on a construction site, Tunde heard the roar of expensive cars approaching. As the vehicles came to a stop, Tunde looked up in surprise to see Jason and Sylvester stepping out, dressed in sharp suits and looking every bit like successful men. They had been invited by the king to attend a royal function, as their hard work and dedication had earned them recognition in the community. Tunde's heart sank, and he instinctively lowered his face, ashamed of the life he had chosen. He bent down to mix the cement, hoping they wouldn't notice him, but it was too late. Jason and Sylvester had already seen him, and they walked over, their faces a mixture of concern and compassion. "Tunde," Sylvester said softly, "what happened? We always knew you had so much potential." Jason added, "You could have been anything you wanted, but you chose a different path. Why didn't you listen to us?" Tunde, overwhelmed with shame, looked up at his old friends. "I thought I knew better," he said quietly. "I thought I was above the rules, that I could get away with everything. But now, look at me, I'm nothing." After a long conversation, Jason and Sylvester, who had never held any resentment towards him, decided to help. "We can offer you a job as a gateman at one of the properties we manage," Jason said. "It's not much, but it's honest work. It's a start." Tunde couldn't believe it. Despite his mistakes, his two friends still cared for him and wanted to help him get back on his feet. With tears in his eyes, he accepted the offer, knowing that this small act of kindness was the beginning of a long road to redemption. As he stood by the gate, watching the cars come and go, Tunde reflected on the choices he had made. He regretted not listening to Jason and Sylvester when they tried to guide him. They had always been there for him, showing him the value of hard work and integrity. But now, as he began to rebuild his life from the ground up, Tunde vowed to honor their friendship and never again take the easy path of shortcuts and bad decisions. And so, while Tunde's story was one of failure and regret, it was also one of redemption. With the help of his true friends, he was given a second chance, a chance to prove that no matter how far you fall, you can always rise again. Please like, subscribe and share this video for more interesting videos like this. Your support matters a lot to me.